Good afternoon, everybody. Greetings from Guardian Hospital, Jalandhar. I'm Dr. Pramod, orthopedic surgeon, working in Navtej Humanity Hospital, Batala. Today, the topic which we'll be discussing is cartilage repair. You may think it's very totally insignificant injury, but whereas if you see the literature, it speaks otherwise. Most of the people think cartilage injury is always secondary to other injuries. But if you're coming to the cartilage injuries, can I have the presentation? If you see the incidence of cartilage injuries, ACL rupture, 36% of ACL injuries are associated with chondral lesions. That is almost 1/3 of ACL injuries. If an orthopedic surgeon has operated 100 ACL surgeries, about 1/3 of his cases should be having a chondral lesion. This was on the analysis with over 25,000 knee arthroscopies. And even if people think if chondral lesion is detected, what next? It can be managed conservative, nothing much to done, it doesn't do any harm. But if you see the literature, every person who sustains a cartilage injury, he is 4.2 times morely likely to develop osteoarthritis than a person without any cartilage injury. So this makes a significant impact. If it's a 4.2 times more likely to develop osteoarthritis, that means around 15 years ahead. A knee joint will go 15 years ahead of its time to develop a osteoarthritis. Person sustaining cartilage injury at the age of 25, in 15 years he may develop a full-blown osteoarthritis, that is at the age of 40. And 40 doing TKR, it's not that much justifiable. Why the prognosis is so bad? If you see the response to injury to cartilage, there is chondrocyte degeneration with a matrix gets destroyed. So for any repair mechanism to happen, there has to be a hematoma, a fibrin clot, a little bit of inflammation, and you should have a stem cell supply for a regrowth of cartilage. But when the knee joint gets injured, when the chondrocyte gets degenerated, all this protective mechanism doesn't work inside the knee joint. So that what damage happens, that becomes a chronic lesion or a very slow progressing lesion. Coming to treatment modalities, as I said, it can be conservative with anti-inflammatory medications, injections like corticosteroid and hyaluronic acid. And while coming to surgery, which I'll be stressing on, that is major types, that is bone marrow stimulation, that is microfractures, mosaic or surgery combined with tissue engineering, that is ACI, that is autologous chondral. So four basic techniques which we use in this cartilage damage is stimulating the intrinsic healing potential, you change the load, and the third one is the transfer of autogenous tissue and cells, and transfer of allograft tissue. Transfer of allograft tissue is not much done in India because we need a bone bank for that. So, and if we have a bone bank, we have to follow all the rules and regulations which we follow for any organ transplantation, because even bone is an organ. Very simple procedure which we do most commonly for cartilage injury, that is microfracture. We don't require any specialized equipments for this. Simple arthroscopy, localize the lesion, do a little bit of debridement and do a multiple punch holes. Then keep the patient non-weight bearing for 6 to 8 weeks. You have a raw bleeding area, where the stem cells are supplied, and that forms a chondrocytes on the defected area. So the pluripotent stem cells are released and they differentiate into chondrogenic cell lines. This is the orthoscopic view. So coming to ACI, this is a lengthy procedure wherein you have to do a diagnostic orthoscopy. You collect the small biopsy healthy cartilage tissue. I have a pointer? No. Healthy cartilage tissue, and you subject to enzymatic digestion, and you send it to ACI center, which is in Pune. They cultivate the stem cells for 11 to 21 days and they give it back. So when we get it, the injection after a trypsin treatment, we inject this suspension into the scaffold, which can be used as a we can use from a periosteal flap which is taken from the tibia bone. This stuff is done. It's this is the first generation ACI, where you have to wait in for 21 days to 1 month for the harvested chondrocyte cultivation to come back from the center, and then we have to do a second surgery wherein we do a implantation with a periosteal flap and a suturing of chondrocytes. This is the second generation wherein we don't have to, it's done as a primary procedure. Straight away you take the cartilage fragments, put it into a triad syringe where it has mesenchymal stem cells and a fibrin glue. So all these three combination are injected into the chondrocytes, and it forms a solid structure, solidifies, and it has done in a single stage procedure. This is the second generation ACI which we are using now. What we do is now the odds. If the lesion, for the small lesions, this is most commonly done by orthopedic surgeons. This is called OATS. It's also called mosaicplasty. OATS is called by the Arthrex company, and mosaicplasty by the Smith and Nephew. So you localize the lesion, ideally 10 to 15 mm in the arthroscopy. Then first you have to be very clear that what are the contraindications where we can't use it. If suppose it's a large lesion, mosaicplasty is contraindicated. If it's arthritis, people come with osteoarthritis and say, why can't we go for a mosaicplasty? So these are degenerative lesions, are not a good candidates for mosaicplasty. Lesions which are unstable, surrounded by semi-detached cartilage, angular deformities, instability, and meniscal deficiency. So we have to correct the instability, meniscus, and angular deformity first, and then go for a mosaicplasty. Coming to the technique, we do a arthroscopy. The main principle is take a cartilage from a non-weight bearing area and put it in the weight bearing area. That's all is the concept. So you take a cylindrical osteochondral graft and you transfer it into a defective site. So certain issues, where are the donor sites? So it can be taken from the intercondylar notch or the sulcus terminalis, which are non-weight bearing areas. So one issue is that the donor site morbidity is always there. So we can't take more than 1 centimeter of the area of the graft. So these are the locations from where you can harvest the chondral graft. So this is the instrument which we use to harvest the graft. The whole cost of arthroscopy depends on this one, because this itself is cost around 40,000-50,000, the equipment. So when we have the specialized equipment, we can take a cylindrical graft, harvest from the site like this, and this can be implanted after creating a area, raw area in the affected region. It can be done in an open technique also if the lesion is big. So what are the advantages? You don't have a disease transmission. The problem of tissue rejection is not there. High rate of union because it's freshly harvested, and it is viable graft if it's taken fresh. So I'll be showing a small video wherein
This is a video description of an Oates procedure in which cartilage is taken from one area of the knee to fill a defect in another area. Here we see cartilage worn down to bone.
So I can, as you see, first you do a arthroscopy, and you first harvest the graft from the donor site. And you prepare the defected area. We make a multiple drill holes so that it becomes bleeding surface. So once the graft is harvested, you go about around 10 to 15 mm inside. So once you have a good depth, the graft retaining property is high. So once you go about 15 mm, you harvest the graft and place it in the affected area about 1 or 2 mm little proud, so that you have a impaction effect. So this is the affected area. So we'll be taking out the remnants, small nibulate portions from the affected area. So now we impact the graft which I have removed from the donor site. So you can see the cartilage being little proud. So we have to keep about 1 or 2 mm so that we have a good impact after that. So because the usual complication is the graft sinks inside the transplantation site. So the graft should be flush. You can see, as you see, it's very flush with the cartilage. So that was a video on autologous osteochondral graft. So to summarize the whole presentation, so everything is based on the lesion size. So if it's less than 1 centimeter, you can go for a conservative management or a microfracture. About 1 to 2 centimeter, you go for mostly osteochondral graft transfer, that we saw mosaic-plasty. From 2 centimeter onwards, the fresh autologous chondrocyte implantation, that is ACI, is recommended, because you don't require any autologous graft to be taken. Thank you.